When most people think about the Goodwill, the first thing that comes to mind is its thrift stores like the one behind me. But as it transitions to new leadership, the Youngstown Area Goodwill is hoping to get the word out about its other programs and how they fit into its overall mission.
And I think that's probably the hardest thing, is to get the community to understand exactly what it is Goodwill does.
Mike McBride, who retired as executive director of Goodwill in April after more than 30 years in the position, says Goodwill's mission isn't to make a profit selling used items.
In simple terms, it's to try to make people and help people become independent and self-sustaining. And we can do that in several different ways. You know, we do that through employment, which is obviously the key.
Housewares and stuff that are getting brought in.
Executive Director Jim Freese says communicating that mission to the community is number one on his list of priorities. The Boardman native says he learned firsthand how important employment is while serving in Iraq.
I realized that these young people were engaging in violence because they didn't have jobs. And so I switched my mindset to say, all right, what can we do to bring jobs back? And that changed the situation there. We were no longer getting shot at because people were employed and had a way to take care of their family. When somebody brings a product to one of our stores and our donation centers, the product then gets trucked here.
The hub of Goodwill's operations is their 80,000 square foot headquarters on Belmont Avenue. The campus consists of a warehouse, store, as well as their laundry, janitorial, and textiles operations.
What we do is we have a variety of people that come in throughout the week. The most we have is on Wednesdays. We have about 50 to 55 people.
On this day, dozens of workers are sorting through bin after bin of clothing to be tagged, cleaned, and sent to one of Goodwill's 8 stores.
Each rack holds about 1,500 pieces, and we probably load about 50 racks a day.
When you shop at Goodwill, when you donate to Goodwill, you are providing an opportunity for somebody in our community who might not otherwise have an opportunity.
We try to encourage our clients to get as many job leads as possible.
It's Robert Mitchell's job to help them take advantage of the opportunity.
We work with all various types of people with disabilities, economically disadvantaged.
The clients come to Goodwill referred by the Rescue Mission of the Mahoning Valley, the Ohio Bureau of Vocational Rehabilitation, and other agencies. Mitchell says the goal is to place 4 people a month in jobs.
They get hired. I go to the job site, check on them on a weekly basis, especially for the first 90 days. We're keeping in contact with the person as well as the employer. We do follow-ups.
But employment isn't the only way Goodwill is empowering people. Near the front of the campus, you'll find the Youngstown Radio Reading Service, which has been housed here since 1992.
File name :Combo.
Coordinator Mike Basella, who is blind, has been here since the beginning.
Youngstown Radio Reading Service is a private channel radio station, and it operates on the sideband of WYSU-FM.
Every week, about 100 volunteers give their time reading everything from newspapers to magazines to sports columns.
It's a source for them. It's also a source for them to gather information on where they can get services, where they can get certain adaptive aids and things like that.
Jason Aldean, Little Big Town.
Joy Mistovich, who herself is visually impaired, has been volunteering since January.
I'm also learning a lot more information that I hadn't known previously, and it's also assisting the blind community.
Adaptive equipment for blind people is very expensive, so the average person that's blind can't afford it. So that's why reading services are so important.
Goodwill also provides area preschoolers with vision screenings for amblyopia, also known as lazy eye.
It can easily be corrected at an early age, but if it's not caught at that age, then it can lead to blindness.
McBride says these types of services are one of the reasons it can be difficult to quantify the impact of Goodwill's work.
When they come to Goodwill, it's more than work. They're here with their peers, and they have somebody they can talk to, somebody they can share life with, and that's probably the most important thing.
Freese says second and third on his list of priorities are increasing collaborations with other nonprofits and implementing what he calls smart growth.
What's special about how we're set up is that the more we grow, the more people we can employ and the more people we're empowering. And so it's really just a win-win-win.
You can read the story behind the video in the June issue of the Business Journal, out now. Click the subscribe tab to order your copy today.